I had to run into the grocery store and grab something, and I was like, what do I have in my freezer? And then I was thinking, have we ever talked about what we keep in our freezers? So I made a list of things that we should keep in our freezers. Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by, y'all. This time change is like to kill me. It's all time changey. I'm tired. It's cold out. And it's only like the first week in November. I don't know how we gonna do this, but we gonna do it. We gonna make it. How y'all doing? Hope y'all are doing well. So, of course, we got to run some errands. About to hit a big hole in the road. Thought I'd take y'all with. We could catch up on some stuff. I could tell y'all what's going on because we actually got some exciting things going on. So we got to go, pick up the groceries. We're going to go back to the house. I got to finish working out as usual. Y'all know I've updated you on the latest Peloton drama. Well, so there is later Peloton drama. Y'all know Longhorn David is back. My arch nemesis has been around the whole time. That whole bent not broken was Longhorn David. I know. Well, meantime, so my imaginary competitions on Peloton start over the beginning of every month because it's like the month-long challenges. So typically, and it's the cycling challenge that's like my challenge, right? That I have to win. So, and it's how many miles you ride in a month. And it takes me a little while to gain a good lead because I ride against full-grown men. And like Longhorn David, I've said this before, will crack off 50 miles in a day. And I can't ride like that because I'm an old lady. So it takes me, but he doesn't ride like that ever. Apparently he's got an actual life and a job and stuff and can't ride 50 miles a day every day, thank goodness. So because I can ride 28 or 30 miles a day, I can build up a lead against him. Well, while I'm stalking Longhorn David, this other fella named like Clickety Clacko or something comes on the scene. So he was like nipping at my heels. So now, y'all, there's it's a trick, General Sherman. There's two of them. Now there's two of them. Two imaginary nemesis. Near one of which knows that I even exist. A pileated woodpecker just flew across and I was looking to see if there's any way y'all could see it. There was not. But it is a crazy looking bird. Case you don't know. So anyway, let me turn on my, y'all, I am seriously all out of sorts. I just had to turn on my steering wheel heater. I know. So here's what I'm excited about. Y'all know I have started doing daily devotionals. Well, my original plan was not to do a 3-minute little like sweet little taste of Jesus every morning. My original plan was to do like a Bible study every week, not like a long in-depth thing, but just a little, little Bible study every week, like a Bible study video every week, like maybe a Bible study a week, but then break it into maybe a couple of different videos. Because I know who wants to sit down and listen to me lecture them about Jesus for 30 minutes a week? I don't want to listen to that. Like I taught Intro to Judaism, Christianity, and Islam at the University of Georgia many years ago. And I want to say my classes, I think I always had Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes. So it was like 30-minute classes 3 days a week. And I can give you a resume. Actually, I had a bunch of student athletes who went on to become professional athletes, names that you would know, that could tell you right now how much they did not want to listen to me talk about Jesus for 30 minutes at a time, ever. So anyway, I was like, don't nobody want to listen to that. So I was thinking that I would do like a study, like, maybe a 30-minute study and break it into 2 separate videos. But I would post them, no, I guess I wouldn't post them at the same time. I would post it like maybe on a Monday and a Wednesday or a Tuesday and a Thursday or something. Anyway, that was my original thought. And then Jesus is like, well, no, you're right. It is way too much for me to ask you to talk about me every day because, I died for your sins and you will have eternal life because of what I did for you. But asking you to talk about me every day is too much. You're right, never mind. So then I was like, all right, Jesus, I got you. So that was when I started. I didn't decide to do a devotional every day. Jesus decided I was going to do a devotional every day. So now I feel like I kind of have that process down. Not that it's easy. Not that it's not easy. Like I absolutely love doing it. But at first I was horrified horrified. Like, if you go back and watch those, not that I feel like I'm great at it now, and I have not gone back and watched the first few that I filmed, but I think if you go back and watch the first few Bible studies that I filmed, you can see that I'm horrified. Like, so nervous. I'm not as nervous doing it anymore. Now I just know that I pray on it. I pray when I write it. I pray when I do it. I ask Jesus to lead people that need to hear it to the video, help them hear it. And like, that's my job, is making the video. Jesus's job is getting it to the people that need to hear it. So once I realize that, like, I'm no longer nervous about that at all. So now I figure now I can take a breath and start doing the Bible studies that I wanted to do to begin with. So I know I've been talking for 10 minutes to get to this point, which is that I'm going to start actually working on those. They're not going to be up for a while because the devotionals, I literally decided on September 27th that on October 1st I was going to start doing those, and like, I just jumped in and did them. Well, these I'm actually going to plan ahead. Actually write some, because not that I don't work on the others, but I'm going to really do like in-depth study and planning of these, and like plan them out ahead of time, so that one logically goes into the others. Like, like we'll do the Gospels and then into other things. But anyway, so I'm going to start those. And y'all, one of the things I'm going to do on my Oots and a Boots is I have Bibles, but I've ordered a new ESV Bible that I think is going to be really beautiful. And I'm going to pick it up in my runnings about. I'm going to pick that up at the bookstore. So I'm so excited. So if I remember when I get home, because of course I'm going to have to do all those things and then go ride the bike, work out some more, and then talk to y'all again in a while. So if I remember when I talk to y'all in a while, I will show you my new Bible, because I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's going to be beautiful. And I'm so excited. I know y'all are like, you literally never remember to show us anything. And I don't. And then when I edit my videos, I go, doh, I said I was going to do that and I didn't do it. And then early morning editing, Danielle looks like she's been dragged through a keyhole backwards. So then I don't want to jump on video then and be like, oh, here's this, because I look like something the cat coughed up. So I will try to remember to show you that Bible when I get home. And there's like, I don't know, I'm about 75-25 on I believe that I will remember, because I'm so excited about it. But I'm still old, so there's still that. And in case anybody's keeping score, I still have not had the intern fix my tire pressure. That's why I keep listening when I slow down, because I keep thinking that I hear my tires going whoppity whoppity, but I'm sure I don't. I'm certain that I don't. Anyway, I'm going to run pickup things. I'm going to go home and get back on the bike, because I am only about 25 miles up on Longhorn David today, and we're going into the weekend. And the weekend is when he really crushes me. So I got to get some more. I know. Don't y'all roll your eyes back in your head. I know it's crazy. I'm going to do that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to do, my neck has been, this muscle right here, whatever that is, has been so sore and tight. So I really need to find like some neck yoga to do. But I'm going to do some weights. So I'm going to do something with some weights. And I might also do some neck yoga, but I will spare y'all that, because that's not going to be cute. So I'll do those things. And I have an idea what I want to talk about. Like, I haven't been talking for 20 minutes. I have an idea what I want to talk about. I'm going to spare y'all this whole thing, but I told you it's getting cold. It was like 28 degrees. That's like below 0 Celsius. I'm speaking metric. It was below 0 Celsius this morning when I was teaching classes. So we got to drain the rain barrel, which is an annual debate between me and the intern. But he has assured me in no uncertain terms that as soon as I leave that rain barrel like rainy too long and it freezes and cracks, he is not setting me up a new one. Of course he would, but I let him think that he would not make me a new rain barrel. So anyway, I need to what's the word? I need to hoard some water for the winter, some rainwater to water my plants so that I can drain the rain barrel. And the intern can put it away lest it freeze and break. So that's all, but y'all aren't going to see any of that, because that is, I smell diesel. Because that is as uninteresting as some of this, yuck, I think the truck in front of me is diesel. and it's turning the way I'm turning. I'm super tempted to go straight and not drive in this pewy truck's exhaust. Anyway, as not interesting as much of the stuff I show y'all is, I'm not going to show y'all me running water out of a rain barrel. So anyway, let me go. I'm going to run around. I'm going to go get my Bible. I'm going to go to the house, and then we'll talk about some stuff, all right? So I will see y'all back there.
Another year for the hopeless dreamers, stepping across the Milky Way like stones in a river. The city was frozen, so we went north. January came in the night like a woman scorned. We welcomed her in with a fire in the forest. So stay a while, warm your hands, we're all on our way to coming around again, coming around again. Flower curtains in a yellow room, trees stand naked in a sky set loose, eating breakfast in bed, breaking all the rules. The future came with the new year, stars in the rearview mirror. It's all come to pass, we're just standing here. So stay a while, hold your hands.
All right, friends, I did my workout. I refilled my workout drink, so I'm gonna work on that. I have the felons. We've obviously posted up on the couch, which may well prove to be a huge mistake because I'm not gonna wanna get up off this couch when it's time to go do something, but I have my list. Did I tell you? Okay, I'm not sure if we talked about what I wanna talk about because I don't know if I knew before what I wanted to do or if this came to me in the grocery store, because I was thinking, I had to run into the grocery store and grab something, and I was like, what do I have in my freezer? And then I was thinking, have we ever talked about what we keep in our freezers? So I made a list of things that we should keep in our freezers. And y'all, I'm really trying to do this anti-inflammatory thing. So it's kind of a hybrid, like anti-inflammatory, sustained weight loss, like good things to keep in the freezer to kind of keep you going. And you got to remember that, y'all see this? She is deaf. I don't know what she's pretending like she hears, but we'll see how that goes. You got to remember that we are in the Northland. So, and it's, well, we talked about how I had to get the rain barrel drained today because it's getting cold. So that means far fewer actual fresh fruits and veg. Like, we can get fruits and veg here, but a lot of times it's like, it has been like the fruits and fruits and veggies that we get have been frozen or like some kind of stored and brought here, or they've just been brought here from far away. So it's super sketch. So anyway, I try to keep a variety of things in the freezer to keep us going through the, I guess it's not even winter yet, but through the, like, I thought she was going to sit with us. Oh well. Well, y'all don't, she is doing untoward things. So y'all don't need to be seeing that anyway. But let's talk about things to keep in the freezer to keep us going through the cold season. I mean, just in general, like all year round, but specifically through the cold season when you can't necessarily get nice fruits and veggies, and then into the spring. And before we get into all that, look what I got. I got my new Bible. Hang on. I haven't even taken the cover off of it yet. It is a single column journaling Bible. Look how pretty. I know it's beautiful. It is, look, and it's got big, wide margins to write notes in. So I'm very excited. So this is, not getting in the weeds on this, that's for, look at, oh my goodness, so pretty. And of course the end papers match the column, so pretty. Or the spine, I said the column, the spine. This is a conversation for a completely different, whole different channel, let alone different video. But this is an ESV Bible. When I do my devotional, well, when I do anything, I've used the NET, New English Translation, for like, that's what we used in school. And I've used it always. And I just like it. I'm not saying anybody else should use it. I just like it. And folks don't really use that. I mean, people use that Bible, but it's not a popular translation. And for various reasons, many of which having to do with the copyright and how it's, oh, she's back. Having to do with the copyrights of the Bible and like how it's marketed. But anyway, so I am thinking that I need to use a Bible that, you know, normal people use, not like people studying religion in colleges use. So I have an ESV to use in my, when I start doing my like Bible study videos, I have an ESV, and I think I'm going to get I think it's CSB Christian Standard Bible, I think is what it's called. But anyway, I know y'all don't care, but I will show you that one when I get it too, because I have found a beautiful one of those too. But anyway, let's get on with this. I have a list of frozen things that I keep on hand all the time, mostly because it makes things easier, maybe partially because it's cheaper. It's definitely cheaper for me, like frozen, well, I'm gonna start with so I have my list organized. We'll see how long that lasts, but I'm gonna start with vegetables. And things like broccoli, I keep in the freezer all the time. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts. I try to maybe keep cauliflower, sometimes like cooking with cauliflower, not like eating fresh cauliflower, but broccoli and Brussels sprouts for sure I keep in the freezer, because if I buy them fresh, they sit in my fridge so say 3 out of 4 times that I buy them fresh, I will use them, but then that one time that I don't, it'll sit in there and go bad, and y'all know what that smells like. It is very unpleasant. So money-wise, it's more efficient, more cost-effective for me to buy frozen broccoli and frozen Brussels sprouts, because they last in the freezer forever, and then when I get around to using them, they're there, they're good to go, and I don't have to really think ahead of time that I'm gonna want those. So broccoli, Brussels sprouts. I've been keeping frozen, like cooked carrots in there for the intern, because he'll eat those. And I don't even ask him, I just cook them and then leave them sit out and he'll snack on them. Peas, I keep different kinds of frozen peas and beans. Corn, because sometimes I like canned corn and sometimes I like frozen corn, and there is no rhyme or reason to it. I just do it. And frozen corn is cheap as chips. So I keep like pound bags of frozen corn around. Edamame, y'all know I love me some edamame. Again, sometimes I can get it on sale at the Walmart, so I grab handfuls of those bags. Now those, they hold up well, but not for like a really, really super long time. So like buy a few bags of those, but don't be trying to hoard those. Spinach, kale, like greens like that, you can also keep. Y'all saw a couple of weeks ago, I keep spinach in the freezer. I don't necessarily, I was gonna say I don't necessarily eat spinach. I do eat spinach, but not as necessarily like, I don't cook with spinach, but I'll make like a spinach dip. Remember we made that spinach dip that was really good, and it was either 0 points or not many points. So I'll keep spinach in the freezer to do things like that. You can do bell peppers. So you can get, there are mixed like bell peppers and onions, but I have found that typically those are more onions than bell peppers. So I just buy them separately. Like I'll buy frozen onions and frozen peppers and then mix them together if I want them mixed together. You can get like spiralized stuff, like the spiralized zucchini. I'm not a huge fan of spiralized zucchini, but if I were, I would most definitely buy it frozen. The mixed veg, I keep those in there for like stir fry, and I think those are further down on my list too, but I think those are great. And again, like a lot of times those will tend to have the cheaper veggies in them, but I'll use those as a base and then throw broccoli in there and then add your meat to it. Bob's your uncle, you got an easy meal. All right, so those are, I'm kind of going in my head through my freezer, like shelf by shelf. So that's the veggie shelf. Let's talk about the fruit shelf. Y'all know, like, ain't no mystery here at all. Y'all know I keep frozen fruit all the time. Is avocado, so avocado, I'm gonna put avocado first on my frozen fruit list, but that's like right below my frozen veggie list because I'm not really sure if avocado is a fruit or a veggie. I think it's categorized based on the pit, but I don't know what it does. So anyway, y'all know I keep frozen avocado all the time. And again, this is one of those that's not necessarily great for snacking on. So like if you want to just eat avocado, maybe get you a fresh avocado, but I can't always coordinate to keep, because you buy avocados and they're hard as a rock and then you got to let them ripen up and then you got to eat them once they get ripe enough before they turn nasty. I can't always, I just can't, y'all. I cannot always keep up with that whole cycle. So I keep frozen avocado because I will use frozen avocado for just about everything that I'll use fresh avocado for. I just won't eat it. Like I just won't slice it up and eat it off a plate. So I do avocado. Y'all know blueberries. I love that frozen cherry berry, cherry berry blast, which I always call, it's either cherry berry blast or cherry berry blend, and I always call it the wrong name, so it's one of those. But so all the frozen berries, blueberries, raspberries, cherries, which isn't a berry, but y'all hush. Strawberries, did I already say strawberries? Strawberries, mango. Frozen mango is really, really good. And if you do smoothies, you already know this. Frozen mangoes are great to keep around for like throwing in a smoothie and those kind of things. Very good. And we talked about how cherries, berries, all of those are high in antioxidants and they're good on our anti-inflammatory diet, which we ain't getting back in the weeds on that. We're going to move right along. Our next shelf and into the door is fish and seafood. Y'all know I keep flash frozen shrimp, which is an absolute lifesaver go-to. Do not come at me for how I thaw my shrimp, but I will take, so it's flash frozen, right? So they're individual shrimps in a big old bag. So I will take my individual shrimps out of the bag, put them in a bowl of water and thaw them. And then as soon as they thaw, take them out the water, throw them in a pan and cook them. And y'all, that is like frozen dead shrimp in the freezer to like throwing them down my gullet in like less than 30 minutes. So that is a great way if you're hungry and if you're like, if I don't eat something soon, I'm gonna make some very, very bad choices. That's a great way to handle that. Super easy. So shrimp is great for that. Individually flash frozen fish fillets, and not fillet of fish like at the McDonald's, but salmon, tilapia, you can get mackerel, you can get tuna steaks. Be careful. Like I know the ones, not that I'm like all whatever, but I know the ones to get, like I know what the packages look like, that they don't have added stuff in them. So if you have not done this before and you're gonna start doing this, just find you the ones that don't have anything added because they will add sauces, especially tuna. Tuna, they love to add like a teriyaki sauce or some kind of sauce to it, or they will, can y'all hear this? Sorry, Boot the snoring felon. They'll add sauce to it or some kind of like, I don't know if it's, they'll do it with chicken too. So let me go ahead and do my whole caveat here. Check your frozen stuffs or stuff that you're gonna freeze. Make sure there's no extra added like brine or solution. If they say like up to 7% added solution or something, find something that ain't got that because that's gonna be salt for one thing. And we're trying, okay, let me slow my roll. Let me back up before I fall off my soapbox and hurt myself. If you can find ones that don't add that stuff, and it is like inside your budgetary guidelines to buy the ones that don't have that added stuff, try to do that because that added stuff, it's not great for you. So just check your, again, especially because, and I know whereof I speak because I don't know if it was the intern or me that bought the tuna fillets, but that they had sauce in them. And it was like a lot of stuff. So just check and it's not, y'all, it ain't cheap. These things aren't cheap, but they're good and they're easy to like take out, thaw quickly and cook. So it's worth it for me. So shrimp, what about the shrimp? Shrimp, fish fillets. I think you can get frozen, y'all, I'm on the sardines, like not yet, but I'm gonna learn how to make some sardines. So that's our fish and seafood department. Let's talk about other lean proteins. Y'all know these. You can probably mute me and say these without even hearing what I'm saying. Frozen. So I mean, we buy them not frozen and then freeze them. But chicken breasts, chicken tenderloins, if the intern is the one doing the shopping, because he's a romantic and he buys me the fancy chicken. But I always keep skinless, boneless chicken breast, chicken tenderloin, or definitely chicken breast, sometimes tenderloin. I keep ground turkey, which I have some ground turkey in the fridge right now that's getting a little long in the tooth that I need to either freeze or cook with. I tended to keep lean hamburger, but y'all, we go through so much lean hamburger feeding this one that I just don't even try to keep, like I just buy it and cook it for him. So, but that's a great lean source of protein. You can either cook it, like if you do, so back in the day it was Hamburger Helper. I don't know if folks still do that, but if you cook tacos or any kind of things with ground hamburger, you can go ahead and par cook your hamburger. So when you bring it home from the store, go ahead and break it up into pound size or whatever size you cook with, into like those size things. Go ahead and cook it, freeze it, drain it, of course, freeze it cooked. So then when you're ready to like actually make your dish, it's good to go. All you got to do is take it out, thaw it, throw it in the pan, throw in whatever your seasoning is, and you got dinner quickly. So turkey, hamburger, chicken, I laugh when I say this because y'all know I don't do this, but there are some kind of, I'm not even going to try. I was going to try to talk about plant-based things. Y'all, I don't say this disrespectfully. I don't know nothing about none of those because we just don't eat them. I've tried them, and it's not that they're bad. They just ain't for us. So like there's plant-based crumbles. Feel free. If y'all want to drop some suggestions in the comments, if you want to share information with each other about those, but I don't know anything about them. Remember I tried to cook with tofu and it was fine. Like I liked it. Then I bought some more tofu. I was going to try to cook with it again, and like 4 months later, I just threw it away. So I'm going to work on that some more, but it's baby steps. So that's my lean protein shelf. I have heard that you can do frozen grains because, I mean, like it's not all that long to cook grains fresh, but it's a little minute. So if you're in a hurry, like if you've got felons running about and you got to get one felon to soccer and 2 felons to football, and then 1 felon's got to get over to gymnastics, and you got to feed all these felons, that 20 or 30 minutes that it takes to cook, I almost said 20 or 30 minutes that it costs you. What? I mean, it does kind of cost you because time is of the essence. Then the felon's like, what? Calm down. I know, buddy. Time is of the essence. So that time that it takes you to cook those grains might cause you to make a different decision about what you're going to feed those felons on the way out the door to get them to like their different activities. So you can get like frozen quinoa, is it farro? Is that what it's called? I read a recipe that made me want to try it, so I've ordered some. It's on the way. We don't have that here in town, so it's got to come from elsewhere, but we will try it when we get it. Did I already say quinoa? Rice bowls, y'all know we did those like pre-cooked, those like zap them in 3 minutes. Was it rice and quinoa bowls? It was brown rice and quinoa bowls, yeah. So you can do like frozen brown rice. You can make your own stuff and then just freeze it, and then you can do it in like the vacuum sealed boiling bags, drop it in some water, heat it up, and then you're good to go. But the more things I think that we can have as an option to cook quickly when time is of the essence, I think the better the choices that we're going to make will be. I don't even know if that sentence made sense. I got like halfway into that sentence and was like, where am I going to go with this? I don't really know. Of course, you can freeze beans, right? You can like make a big old vat of black beans or lentils, any of that stuff. Make it, freeze it into whatever size you need it, and then thaw and go when you're ready to eat. I blew up frozen meals last week, and I don't take back anything that I said, but I want to add to it because there are some options out there that aren't gonna make you blow up like that might not make you blow up like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. There are, like, you can get cauliflower crust pizza, like just get the crust and build your pizza from there. You can refer above to the stir fry. You can have bags of like the stir fry veggies. And again, back to mom being a nurse that worked 12 hours on, 12 hours off. She could not take a bag of stir fry veggies and cook herself up a little stir fry in the hospital at 3 o'clock in the morning in her, 20-minute dinner break on her shift when she was an IV nurse. Like, that wasn't an option. So she would take her Nuka meals and that was it. But if the times when you're choosing those meals, you could actually do like a bag of stir-fry veggies and some chicken, then maybe that's a quickie meal you could throw together. And we haven't talked in a forever about, you can buy pre-cooked chicken and keep it in your fridge, or pre-cook some chicken and leave it in your freezer. So if you need to throw together something, you got your pre-cooked bag, like you've got your frozen bag of veggies, your pre-cooked chicken, throw your veggies in a pot, in like a pan, heat those up real quick, throw in your chicken, heat that up, Bob's your uncle, you got a meal. And again, no Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Y'all notice, did I tell you, I told you my left knee, like, it's not jacked up, it's just, there's something wrong with it. I will probably show you this, like, this will probably be in my, like, the workout video that I show you. So I was doing was it dead bugs? No, cat cow. I was doing cat cow, well, both. I did cat cow and dead bugs, and I can't kneel because, like, this part, like, that's my knee. I was gonna say this part of my knee, my whole knee, but like all in here, I think it's probably inflamed. I probably need to start icing. But when I poke it, it's like electrical shocks go through my whole leg. So I think I'm getting electrocuted by my knee. But so when you do cat cow, like, this whole part of yourself is on the floor. Or if you're doing not dead bugs. What's the dead bugs when you do it face down? It's the dog one. Bird dog. I was doing bird dogs and I was trying to keep this knee off the floor a little bit, but this leg was out behind me and this arm is out. So watch that in the video. It is very unfortunate. It was a very unfortunate combination of moves. What made me think of that? I don't know. Oh, I was talking about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So when I talk about inflammation, I know whereof I speak because I got myself all swole up. All right, so we talked about cauliflower crust pizza. You can do like the veggie bags. There are grain bowls. And again, just check those and make sure there's not like a bunch of sodium like sauces added to them. I don't do smoothies because, quite frankly, I just eat way too much. I can't, like, I can't. I think they would just make me hungrier. But if you do smoothies, there are frozen smoothie bases that you can get that make all that just, I think, easier. So that's my caveat on blowing up easy dinners last week. Sweets. We didn't talk about sweets. Y'all know that I keep sweets in the fridge because I'm a cockroach. And when the craving is upon me, I'm going to eat something sweet. And if it's not something low cal, low point, it's going to be something else. So I keep all the time. I mean, unless I've devoured it and I have to get some more, but I always either have or I'm fixing to get Halo Top ice cream. And I believe they're called Healthy Choice, the little like fudgesicle bars, which, as always, I will put a picture in here because I'm not sure of the I almost said the title. I'm not sure of the brand, but we always either have those or we're fixing to get some the next time we go to the Sam's because the intern actually eats those too. He is not a cockroach. He is like the opposite of a cockroach. He can eat like a bite of something sweet and stop there. What? I know. What planet is he from? I do not know. But I think that's my whole list. Hang on, let me check. Oh, herbs. I don't keep these on hand as much anymore as I did. I need to, but I always used to have little frozen like cubes of basil, but I read that you can get frozen cubes of other things. There's frozen turmeric. So I'm just going to keep saying turmeric because every time I try to say turmeric, like I have to stop. So y'all, when I say turmeric, just say, God, she's still saying that. I am. I know. Roll your eyes back in your head. But I've heard that you can keep, like you can get frozen turmeric cubes that there are like, and I guess if I went and actually looked in the frozen herb department at the store, or you know what, there is a fancy grocery store that the intern likes. I might go to that one time because I bet they have all the frozen herbs. But yeah, you can keep frozen herbs, and that again, it will save you money. Well, it would save me money because here's what I do. I want to make something fancy and I go, oh, I need fresh tarragon for that. So I buy fresh tarragon and use like the snips off the very tip of the fresh tarragon. And I go, oh, I'll use the rest of this before it goes bad. No, you won't, princess. Just go ahead and throw that away. So I end up just wasting so much. But if you buy it frozen, it just waits in your freezer for you to be ready to use it. Love that. So frozen herbs, and that's it. That's the end of my list. So y'all, I'm so torn. I have a plan for something for us to make, but I'm so comfortable sitting here on the couch with these fellas. All right, I'm gonna get up off this couch. I was about to talk myself out of cooking something, but I'm also hungry, so I gotta eat at some point anyway. So, all right, let me motivate myself up off this couch to go into the kitchen, and I have something fun. Well, standard caveat, it's either going to be really delicious or truly disgusting. So either way, I think it's going to be entertaining. So let me get these guys up. Let me do some pre-gaming, and I will meet y'all in the kitchen. All right, y'all. I made us something. I didn't bring y'all along with, I just made it. And I'm going to tell you what I did. I know, y'all, it is so much. So I started off, I got a can of chickpeas, and I rinsed them, and then I tossed them with some olive oil, smoked paprika, salt, and a little bit of granulated garlic. And I put them on parchment in the air fryer basket, threw them in the air fryer at, I think, 350, whatever bake is in the air fryer. I stuck them in the air fryer on bake for about 20 minutes. So then once those were almost good and done, look at this, I made kale. I told you I was gonna learn to eat kale. So I took some already cut up kale, threw it in a pan with some olive oil, cooked it down a bit, and then just kept putting in water until it looked good and tender. So that's that. And I just grilled some salmon. And I made a little sauce. So I whipped up some light buttermilk, light mayonnaise, a little bit of, well, kind of a lot of dill, because y'all know I like me some dill, and some salt and pepper. I don't think I put any garlic in here, but I might shoulda. So, oh, that is good. Oh, that's good. All right, hang on. I put the felons out. Let me grab them. Well, I got one felon back. The other has likely absconded. But anyway, let's try this. All right. I'm going to try the kale and the chickpeas first. I dropped a chickpea. That's really good. The kale's a little, I don't know what, like peppery or something. But it's very good. Now I'm going to try this salmon. I just stuck out on the grill. Like I didn't season it. I didn't do nothing to it. I just thawed it and cooked it. So let's do, I don't know, let's just do a big old mouthful of all of it. Oh, it's going to be big, a mouthful. That's really good. The salmon with that kale, very nice. And wasn't kale on our anti-inflammatory list? You know salmon is. I probably got that all in my teeth now. All right, that's it, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here, but I'm gonna call this a win because that is delicious and I'm hungry and I'm gonna eat it now. So let us know in the comments. Y'all saw my list of things that I keep in the freezer to kind of try to keep myself on track. Let us know in the comments what's on your list of things that you have to have in the freezer to feel like you can make good choices. Let us know. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos over here at the beginning of every week, with some book videos over on Fit Danielle Reads sprinkled in between. And now I do a daily devotional every morning over on Fit Danielle Prays. So if I don't catch you on one of those, I'll see you on the next one.